Well, what a significant drop we have had across the markets, and if you've not experienced a drop like that in crypto before, please do not get shaken out, because it is just part of a process. On the way up, you will always have dips, and even in general, things can just not constantly go up. We've had a shakeout across the entire crypto space, mainly by that massive Bitcoin drop. So in this video, we will be taking a look at Vechain. We'll have a look at some key levels that you could use to invest or even potential trade setup, and then we'll have a look at some TPs, and then even a bit of a price prediction thrown in there. So fingers crossed, we will start to get a push on soon. If you're new to this channel, then please make sure that you are subscribed, smash that like button, and let's crack on. So hello and welcome to Operation Crypto, and welcome to a new video. Been away for about a week now, so jumping in some price analysis after we've had that crash. Good time to take a bit of time off and come back, regroup and reset. So this is a Bitcoin market dominance chart. We did get to this crucial level here of 42% Bitcoin market dominance, and to be honest, I was expecting a bump at some stage. I mean, I was expecting something like this at every one of these support levels of Bitcoin dominance. I mean, when we did lose 62%, we was range bound for quite a while before we ultimately dropped. We dropped through 57, 52, 45, 46-ish, and then this level here at 40%. I was expecting a bounce at one of these stages, and it's happened at 40%. Last time I was within this range was back here in May 2018. We acted as support then. But I think, to be honest, we might range bound within this area now for a while before we do start to eventually come back down and lose this level. So that does show, in my opinion, that I'm still bullish overall, even though we've had quite a significant drop on Bitcoin. I mean, look at that. Let's have a look at it in terms of a price drop from those highs to the lows. We did a 53-54% drop, and a lot of altcoins did follow. Some did even bigger drops, but like I say, I'm a long-term investor in crypto. If I get spare cash, I will buy those dips. I wish I had a little bit of spare cash for buying Mystic though, because that was a savage dip all the way down to 5 cents. I mean, if you manage to fill up at 5 cents, happy days. Because I'm quite lucky. I managed to buy my my Vechain back here about 1 cent, or maybe just below. But yeah, it's parabolic growth and done a massive retracement. If you just look at that in terms of a Fibonacci from a beginner move to the top, we've wicked down, come down mid-level between that full retracement and that 78%. We actually use this 78% level as support now, so in general, hopefully that was a bottom there. Fingers crossed. We'll just mark that wick up as well, because it's potential buy zone too. Currently we're sat at 12.5 cents. So let's just have a zoom into the 4-hour time frame. By the way, just looking at our side, it's coming around to oversold level soon, so to me that shows it is a good time to buy. But looking at this latest move here, let's have a look at some buy zones. We'll analyze this latest move. We'll tell you what, we're going to ignore that wick, and we're going to go from the bottom of this wick here to the top, and then looking at that, we are starting to retrace a little bit now. The RSI is, I mean, it was oversold before this push up, but now we just popped up into that positive territory. But to me, this is still looking a good buy. If you're looking to place some orders, I would target this level here at 11.1 cent, and ultimately 10 cent I think is going to be a solid level of support for Vechain. I think if I were looking to buy now, and I've seen that what the market's done, I would put some orders in there at 11 and 10 cent, and I would even put a couple of cheeky orders down here if the market does get another shakeout. I mean, the weekends can be quite volatile, so just be prepared that it comes down there. But that in no means shows that I am bearish on the asset. I'm a massive advocate of Vechain. It's one of my biggest holds, and if you can buy in cheaper for the long term, then happy days. I think that would be a great level. If we're looking at some areas to take profit on the way up, then we can look at these extensions here at 16 cent, 18 cent, and then ultimately we've got to look at this wick here at 24 cent. It's another key level too, and then hopefully we can push on and start creating some new all-time highs. But we will keep the price analysis to a minimum within this range. We're only going to analyze this area because I'm looking to do at least 1 to 2 updates on Vechain every week now. So this is the area we need to concentrate on and have a look at potential buys within these areas. I think if we do come down to 10 cent, what I will potentially do is look at opening a long if the market does allow. If we close below this level here at 89.9 cent, what I will do is potentially open a short-term short, but hopefully we can get some nice long positions from this area around here with a stop loss on that area, and then hopefully try and target that high that we've had. So potential 42% move if you're getting at 10%, at 10 cent, or up to that 14% there. Stop loss on that 8.9 cent level. If it does close below there and starts pushing down, then we might look at opening some shorts. But currently, it's not too bad. We've had a good bounce back. It grabbed its liquidity, pushed up, and I wish I had some orders down there, because wow, happy days would have been absolutely flying. So that is some potential buy zones, potential long setup at that 10.2 cent with a take profit at 14.6 cent with no leverage. Remember, there's no leverage in that trade. If you want to bang a bit of leverage on it, check Binance Futures out if you're not on there already. You find that link in a pinned comment in the description. But let's just monitor his price, and when we come back in a few days' time, we'll have a look what's been going on and see if any of this does play out. See if we get these buy zones picked up. Looking at RSI again, that is in that territory I will be happy with buying. So in general, all looking okay for potential buys. If it does drop lower, buy the dip. Then take a look at a BTC pairing. Wow, let's get rid of all that now. So in general, that had a major pullback. We dropped all the way down to 142 satoshis, which will mark it up. But we've had quite a good bounce. I mean, if you didn't manage to pick some up down at those levels, and then we look at that in terms of a price range from that dip up to the current highs of that, we've done 143% retracement. So currently we sat at 304 satoshis. Zooming right in, RSI around mid-ground, so that's not looking too bad. Let's just have a look at this move here for potential buys. So it's coming down to that 300 satoshis. I think 300 satoshis might be a nice level of support, which is there. So that could be potential buys, but I would consider buys anywhere from 300 all the way down to 277. If you get some filled within those range, then I think that's a great long-term investment price. If you're looking to take profit, then you can look at 348, 373, and 405 satoshis for potential take profits on the way up. But yeah, in terms of BTC versus Satoshi pair, absolute carnage down there. What did we drop from? We'll take it from that level there to a bottom. Did a 63% drop in the BTC pair, which is quite significant. Hopefully, if you was holding, you didn't get shaken out, because remember, crypto in general is bullish long term. Every dip we have, if we just go back to BTC, the weekly time frame, every dip we have is aggressively bought. This dip down here, now 84%, we've had a 72% drop here, and on this drop here, we've had a 54% drop. So fingers crossed. Potentially, this is a scenario that I've set up and move back down to retest that 30k level before onwards push on, but might just spin around here. I think if we do hold this level at 40k as support, and we do close a few daily candles above this, even a weekly candle would be nice, then I think that will give us some grounds to push on, and we might get a bit of a better move. So you might get some area around here, a bit of sideways before we do push up, but potentially it can always come down and test this 30k level again. So that's going to do it for today's video. That is some price analysis on Vechain, some buy zones in the dollar pair, and some buy zones in the BTC pair. So fingers crossed, we pick some buys up, and then we do start to push on and then start to create some new all-time highs. So that's going to do it for today's video. That is just some price analysis on Vechain. If you're new to this channel, then please make sure that you do subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.